Good afternoon and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans Review this afternoon. Brendan Rodgers has spoken to the media. It wasn't as bad as what I thought it was going to be, but we're going to listen to and give a reaction to the Brendan Rodgers media and the fact that there are 3 players out injured this weekend.
Yeah, Cameron is fine. Rio Tati's back and available in the squad, which is great news. He's worked very hard. He's played a bounce game in the time off, and he's built up his fitness. So it's great news that he's back. Yang has come back with a bit of tightness, so we just need to make sure that that's nothing more serious. He'd obviously played 260 minutes and 30 minutes, and whilst he was away, so he's come back a little bit tight. So we just have to check and make sure he's okay. Lewis Palma probably will just miss out on this weekend, but hopefully will be available soon. And Callum, he's been out on the field, but we're not risking him in this game. So, but should hopefully rejoin training next week.
So Callum's got a chance of playing next weekend's game. That for next campaign,
I think for everyone, I think that it's certainly something that this club have championed for a number of years. It's the iconic nature of the fixture, and it's because of the supporters. So to be able to get whatever it is, 2,500 supporters into the stadium, and hopefully over time that can grow as well. But to have them in, it's everything, because that's what the game's about. The game is about the players on the field and the supporters in the stand, and especially in this fixture, this is really what makes it. So it's absolutely fantastic news, and not before time as well.
Yeah, you said there that hopefully it could increase from the 2,500. Is that the aim of everyone here at the club, that this is a starting point and perhaps it can grow in future seasons?
Well, the aim at Celtic was never to change it. So if it can get back to where it was before it was changed, then that would be absolutely great news for everyone.
And we all know the reason. We all know the reason that the allocation at Ibrox was changed, because they couldn't handle us winning the first time Brendan Rodgers was here. They couldn't handle us winning convincingly on an ongoing basis. And let's not lie about it, right? Let's not let them forget. Let's not let the Scottish media forget why the allocation at Ibrox was reduced. It's because they couldn't handle it.
Does it make a difference, you feel, that when you do have those 2,500 away fans, it makes a difference when you go to such a hostile environment?
You know we have a game on Sunday.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay, so that's.
But just going forward.
Yeah, I'm only interested in the game. Talk about that next week.
Quite right. So, Brendan, the absolute obsession with the Scottish media to talk about everything them and try and make the narrative and try and I said this yesterday. I said this on the video yesterday that I thought it would maybe be better not to put Brendan Rodgers in, because they would try and control the narrative, and that's exactly what they're doing there. They're trying to take away anything to do with the game this weekend. They're trying to control the narrative, and it's all about the Rangers. It's all about them. It's not all about them. Let's put the truth out there and let's talk facts. They reduced the allocation because their club 1878 or 1872 or what the frick it is, one of their supporters clubs that has a big say in everything that goes on at the club, spat the dummy out and demanded to King that they reduce the allocation. That's fact. That's fact. It's been out there for years. They know it's fact. They didn't want us winning. They didn't want the full stand, us having the full stand, and they hated the fact that come the 80th minute, 85th minute, half the Ibrox was empty, and the Broomlawn stand was absolutely ecstatic. Absolutely ecstatic with the fact that we beat them. And then you add in the Lee Griffiths effect, tying the Celtic scarf around the flagpole a couple of times. Anyway, we move on to this weekend's game.
It was a tough game. We were very good going forward in the game, but gave up too much on the other side. So that's something that we will need to be better in. But overall, I'm really happy where we're at after the international break, getting players back. The squad's looking strong. And the players have been really, really good in training, and we look to take that into the game. We know it'll be a challenge, for us, as it always is at Livingston. But as you said, we played well there last time, and we look to do that again. Yeah, I won't be going golfing, that's for sure. But no.
That's when he's asked about his ban. Once again, taken away from the fact that we are playing a game this weekend, the question and then turned to the ban. And it's all about them controlling the narrative and wanting to find out exactly how his feelings are about the ban.
Listen, the ban, it was obviously disappointed to get banned for obviously the first time in my career, but I respect the decision, and we'll find a way around it. And as I said, we will prepare. We have been preparing all week for the, and I'm sure we'll be able to have communication from them. No, not overly thinking it. It's obviously only yesterday it was confirmed. So
exactly.
But I think I've always been a coach that has liked and loved being down on the pitch side with the players. So if I need to make any changes and make any
pick up the phone,
quick changes, it's there. But I've also got big trust in my staff here as well. And like I say, we'll be in communication, but the players will go into the game knowing exactly what it is they have to do. And no, it is what it is. We, as I said, I was disappointed with the one and the one game suspended. But like I said, it was.
This is them still trying to control the narrative.
The SFA, it was all done in defence of the breach, and but as I said, we accept it and we move on from it.
Between clubs, managers, and match officials to.
I think it's something that the misunderstanding, the misinterpretation of my comments.
And then the questioning went on like that for a while about VAR and about the decisions and that. And it's totally doing a disrespect to Livingston. It's doing a total disrespect to Livingston. I mean, I know that Livingston are the bottom of the league, and it's, there wasn't many questions asked about how they were going to. There was one question asked about how they were going to approach the game and how we played the game the last time. But it was all about the media controlling the narrative, if you ask me. But anyway. Tell me what you think about it in the comments section about Brendan Rodgers sort of slamming down the pressers, the press guy, because he wanted to keep on talking about the Rangers.
The game is better. So that's always something that has to be driven, I feel. So, and clearly VAR is one of those operations that we want to see improve.
Exactly.
Improve the standard of pitches. So it's always something that the standards of what we try to create in the league and throughout the football up here, that is always at the forefront of my mind.
When you've got players coming back from injury, and you've got obviously the Venom coming up, but based on that,
yeah, you certainly have to consider it. It's something that, like for example, Callum, we have to think along that route. So, there's no doubt it comes into your thinking, especially on the back of an international break where players have been travelling.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm listen. I think we're all hopeful in the future that we'll have quality grass pitches here, of which the supporters can hopefully see the best possible game that they can. But at this moment in time, we play on, the plastic pitch. So we have to deal with that, and of course that means we have to then think about team selection, the welfare of the player, and obviously from Callum's perspective, it's probably too much of a risk for us.
Yeah,
exactly, too much of a risk to play Callum McGregor on a crazy plastic pitch. This will be the last time that Celtic will play on the plastic pitch at Livingston, because Livingston had gone down. It's a bit of karma for you, isn't it? They'll probably keep their plastic pitch that they go down to the lower leagues. So it's probably a godsend for them. They won't have to find the money to put in a grass pitch, which I think is a cracking little stadium that they've got. It is one of the ones that is sort of more a full stadium rather than individual stands. Anyway, Brendan was then asked about the way that the team has been playing over the period, the course of the season, and what he feels needs to be changed when it comes to the way that we have played, the way that we've maybe dropped points, and how he sees that changing slightly in the remaining games.
I think from an attacking perspective, when we look at all the metrics around that, actually the attacking side of the game has been okay. Probably the only thing might have been efficiency and completing opportunities.
But that's something that Brendan's been talking about the whole season, the final third. He'd spoken about that a lot in the beginning of the season, the first three, sort of just over half, maybe even up to the Christmas time, he was talking about the final third, and he was talking about not taking our chances. So to say that the attacking play, and I mean, I know he's a guy that loves these statistics, and he's in Celtic have put out that they are recruiting for a new guy to look at the stats. You know, it's okay looking at the stats on paper, but when it comes to it, you've just got to get the ball in the back of the net, Brendan.
Where we haven't maybe quite been the same as from our defensive side. And I think that is ultimately what allows you to go on consistent runs. If you look on the runs that we have done, that has coincided with both sides of our game being really good, where we've been offensively really strong, but also closed up the back door really and not given too much away.
Does that come down to the fact that we've had defenders out injured? We've had Cameron Carter-Vickers out for quite a while this season. But you notice the big difference when even Greg Taylor is out for certain games. You notice that Celtic aren't as fluent at the back, and especially, I mean, people were having nightmares when Stephen Welsh came back into the team before Gustav Lagerbielke, it has to be said.
So that will be key for us. Having that defensive mentality, not giving too much away, but at the same time then with our attack, creating that efficiency and hopefully that will give us that consistency through to the end of the season.
Hopefully, and then we can win the league. That's the target. Now, the fact that including this weekend, there is only 8 games remaining in the SPFL for Celtic to be crowned champions. Obviously, it's the fantastic money end of the season, the money shot end of the season. Brendan Rodgers did speak about the fact that there were some players ready to return. Rio Hatate's been back on the pitch. He spoke about the fact that it was maybe too early, that he didn't want to chance Callum McGregor on the pitch, which is quite right. The fact that Brent has had that injury towards this end of the season, you don't want to aggravate that. Callum McGregor will obviously miss out the Livingston game. Lewis Palmer was also missing the game on Sunday. He's progressing with his injury. And Yang, people were talking over the last couple of days as who did you play, Yang or Kuhn? Well, there's only one option. It's going to be Kuhn this weekend, I'm afraid, because Yang has had some tightness after coming back from the international. Cameron Carter-Vickers using the break to build up his fitness, and hopefully he'll get a good run to the end of the season. Other than that, nobody else is be expected to be on the treatment table. If anyone's seen James McCarthy, send him a wee note and say, you seriously going to try and pick up a winner's medal if you win anything? You lazy motherfucker. Anyway, on that note, have a fantastic evening, Celtic fans, and it's Good Friday. Have a fantastic Good Friday, Celtic fans all around the world.
Lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll